obviously high-level game. Two teams that on this given night, from my viewpoint, couldn't stop each other. I thought the offense of both teams was absolutely terrific. The playmaking by their guys, give them credit, especially Taylor and Kinsey, was some of the shots those guys made were unbelievable. And then our guys, we had several guys make big-time plays, thought we just kept coming, thought we were really resilient, showed a lot of grit, made big free throws. Obviously the tip dunk, X had a big drive there. We executed out of the timeout to get Brian a three. It was a great look. He just missed it. But we just kept playing. As Brian said in the locker room after the game, we huddled up. He said, fellas, I played a couple places, but a lot of teams would have caved there with 40-some seconds to go in the position we were in. But we didn't and showed a lot of resiliency and a lot of grit. So I'm proud of them for that. High level game. Whoever came tonight got entertained at a really, really high level. Questions?
You're up, George.
Hey, Coach. First question, and that's the first thing I noticed. You're a defensive coach, but when you have a game like that, does it even matter how they played defensively when you know what you're in for in a night like that with the way Marshall plays basketball?
Well, I think they probably thought they could slow us down a little bit more than they actually ended up doing, and we probably thought the same thing relative to them. Obviously, it didn't happen. It reminded me a little bit, George, of 2 years ago. We had Toledo in here, and we got beat that night. And after the game, I was like, man, what a high-level game. And you don't, obviously we came on the losing end of that one. Tonight we came out on the winning end of this one. But I felt the same way. It's probably the last time, it's certainly at home, that I felt that way about a game that we've played here at home. I just thought that the playmaking by multiple guys on both teams was at a super high level, especially on that offensive end. So, yeah, we're fortunate enough to win. And I did say today to Dave Skozen, as much as we are known for our defense, we were top 10 in the country coming into the game and fewest points allowed. I said, hey, Dave, I'm just telling you from watching them, we're going to have to score tonight. Because if we're just relying strictly on our defense to win this one, it's not going to happen. They're too good on offense. I saw that on the film. And then obviously, as you were alluding to, George, Dan's teams have that as a reputation anyway. So we had to score tonight. Fortunately, we did.
You and I have talked a couple times, and you mentioned that the chemistry hasn't quite been there yet. First of all, is that the most chemistry other than Ohio State they've shown so far? And if so, how does it help you at this stage of the season?
Yeah, no, great question. We've showed a ton of resiliency coming back from a big deficit at West Virginia and play the way we did in the second half, or down 14 in Columbus and come back and take a 1-point lead with 3 seconds to go. So we've shown resiliency and grit. I just don't know what you're correct in saying that, George, because I told that the other day, that for our chemistry, our rotations haven't been solidified yet. Our chemistry's been wishy-washy. And I would say today I saw that resiliency and grit that I've seen several occasions since we started with this team. But today I thought we played really well together. Our talk was better. We played together on offense. 16 out of the 30 field goals were assisted field goals. I thought we took better shots. I thought we worked to get better shots. I thought guys were engaged in timeouts. There was productive talk and conversation going on throughout the game. So, yes, I do think we were more connected today, and I think certainly we took a step in the right direction relative to that.
Last question for me. Is Enrique capable of doing that every game, do you think?
24-14 is a pretty high bar, but he obviously has had multiple double-doubles last year, this year. He's really worked to become a better player. He's a lot better player than he was last year, and he should be, the amount of work he puts in. And he's just a great, phenomenal teammate, and really the epitome of a student athlete and what he does academically as well. So good leader. He's really grown, really proud of him. If he could get 24 and 14 every night, that'd be great, George.
I don't necessarily mean that. I mean, let's try it this way. I see a confidence that was more reticent than confidence last season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I see him play. I see him playing with more aggression, more aggressiveness.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of that's come about because of how he's played in games. Practice helps. You know, one of the things I thought, one of the many things that I had the chance to coach Clark Kellogg's boys at Ohio, and Clark is so wise, very thoughtful. And one of the things he said to me one time is, I always felt like as a player, you got your ultimate confidence by how you played in the games. Practice helps, it does, develop those habits. But when you play like he's played in games, you know, obviously I think he should be confident with the way he's played on the glass, defensively, protecting the rim, finishing. And so now, you know, that confidence has been earned. And obviously he's playing at a super high level. And, you know, I haven't seen a lot of the teams in our league play yet. I've seen a handful. But I know this, I certainly wouldn't trade him. We love him, you know, for what he is as a person, student, and athlete. And then he's developing as certainly, I think, one of the better players in our league.
Hey, John,
Thanks.
A couple, Coach. Take us through kind of Brian Trimble's contributions today. I know first half he couldn't miss from behind the arc. Yeah. We've always talked about his three-point sharpshooting skills.
Well, yeah, first, I really believe in Brian. If Brian, when he gets his shooting routine in every morning, the way he's done this past week, and he shoots good shots, open, easy shots, although a couple of those he made were really tough once he got going. But he's one of the best shooters in the country. He proved that last year over 23 games, both from a percentage standpoint and makes per game standpoint. So I've, you know, gotten a lot of questions about him lately just because he's, you know, not shot what he's used to shooting or what we're used to seeing him shoot. But shooters shoot. It's what they do, and that's basically what I've told him. So, you know, we got a lot of confidence in him. I really believe in him. And tonight, obviously, he made a lot of them, especially early.
What was some of the messaging during the timeouts when you saw that lead go from 12 with 17 in the second down to where Marshall had a?
Yeah, just trying to find a way, Chad, to stop him. I mean, the only thing we didn't do was, and I'll look at it, maybe we should have, hindsight's always 20/20, was double Kenzie a little bit, but we tried everything else. Full court pressure, three-quarter court pressure, 1-3-1, 2-3, man-to-man, multiple ball screen coverages to try to slow him and Taylor down, and they had a lot of answers on that end tonight. They were very difficult to stop. Some of the shots they made were just spectacular shots. I mean, they were hard shots. So hats off to them on that end of the floor. And we'll take a look at what we can do to get better and slow them down a little bit, how we can play a little bit better, what we can do to help our guys a little bit more.
And then last question I got, Coach, is Michael Dawson wasn't necessarily productive in the offensive side, but played 28 minutes. His kind of role for you guys.
Well, both him and Greg. I mean, those guys, starting with the Evansville game, Dustin, obviously, we talked before the game, and he helps with the substitutions during the game. And I got to the point in the Evansville game where I didn't want either of those two guys out of the game. I felt that way at times today. I mean, and you're exactly right. It's a great lesson for kids. They all think they got to score a bunch of points to play. The reality of the matter is Michael Dawson has played the most minutes he's played in any game he's been at Akron in the last 2 games. And he was 1 for 3 against Evansville. So it wasn't because he scored 30 points. And today he was what, Chad, what you're alluding to? 0 for 2. And he played another 28 minutes. It's just a great lesson for young guys that think that, hey, I'm going to score my way into more playing time. If that's your asset or skill, maybe. But if it's not, then there's other things you can do to help your team win. Dawson's a prime example of that. Effort, energy, defense, rebounding. How about the loose ball he comes up with underneath the basket there late in the game? He's a winner. Kid cares about winning. He's tough. He's fun to coach. He's a great teammate. And those things, man, those things matter. They matter. That impacts winning. Michael's a guy that doesn't complicate winning. He impacts winning in a positive way.
Coach, we talked about toughness, and Reek mentioned about owning the glass. We won the battle of the boards today. It was 39-34, but we were tough defensively. We were tough. Can you just talk about that toughness? Because I think that's one thing that is going to be a trademark.
Yeah, we've always tried to take pride in that. And obviously in Florida with a couple games there, especially the first one. The first one I thought we got out toughed. The second one we just got beat. We didn't play very good, but we were pretty tough. Third one we were pretty tough. You got to do it all the time, though, and that's what I've been on them about since we got back from Florida. Obviously, today we did it, and we get another chance to try to do it on Saturday. There's no guarantees. I try to tell them that. It's not like, it's not an automatic. It starts with your mindset and your heart set. It starts with caring about each other, for each other, caring enough about helping each other, caring enough about each other that you don't want to let each other down, that you're committed to each other, that you're committed to the process, and then that allows you, when you show that type of care, that allows you to hold guys accountable. And so I don't think we're quite there yet consistently, but today we took a step in the right direction.